Hi, I'm Darren Tulleners with the Adams Tractor Corporation. Today we're going to be talking about installing tire chains on a Kubota tractor, or any tractor for that matter, and I'm going to show you two different methods. First one will be the hard way, and the second one will be the easy way. A couple things we need to look at when we're buying tire chains or wanting to put tire chains on our tractor is we need to first determine what size tire we have. You can find that information on all manufacturers of tires, doesn't matter what brand it is. The tire size will be displayed on the tire. That directly corresponds with what size of chains you need. The same thing on the chains. There'll be a size on the chain bag telling you what size it is, and as long as they match your tire, they should fit. When you do buy chains, sometimes they do need to be adjusted, but for the most part, they should be ready to go on. The first method I'll show you is if you don't have a floor jack, we'll basically just drive over the chain and then drag the chain onto the tires. So we'll start by spreading our chains out. And you want to get the chain spread out as best you can. It will just help keep the weight of the tractor from pinching the chains. On either side of your chain, you will have your cinching link. This is what will tighten the chains once they're actually on the tractor. On the opposite side, you'll just have a hook link. You want your cinching link on the outside of the tractor. When I'm putting my tire chains on, I want to make sure this part of the chain is up against the rubber, not this part. You want this side out, just because it can cause some wear and abrasion on the tire that we don't want. So now we got it pretty well spread out. I'll go ahead and start the tractor and back it up. And now comes the fun part, actually wrestling the chains over the tire. Really no great trick about this. You just got to keep walking the chain up the tire and get all the slack out of it as much as you can. It's going to make it easier to connect once you do. So now that we've got the chains pretty well on the tire, we can go ahead and go around here to our backside and hook up that hook link on the backside of the tire chains. Our hook link is up here. I'm just going to go ahead and hook that in. Okay, so now we'll come around here to our front side, and here you can see our cinch link. And the same thing, we want to pull as much slack out of the chain as we can so we can keep them good and tight. We'll go through and then pull this over and then hook this in place, and our tire chains are installed. Now, we have an excess of chain hanging here. What a lot of guys like to do is take a piece of wire, some masonry wire or whatever you got, and tie those off so that way we're not flopping around as we're driving the tractor around. I actually just like to use some zip ties. We've had good luck with it in the past, and just about everybody has zip ties lying around. That's a good method to tie off that excess slack. This tractor has what we call a fixed wheel on it, so we can't adjust our wheel pan. So this tractor would need wheel spacers on it in order to run tire chains. So that's something you got to consider when you're looking at getting tire chains, is making sure you can either space out your wheel with your current wheel configuration, or if you in fact need wheel spacers. Otherwise, you'll hook wiring on the back of your tractor or you'll tear up your fender. So it's one thing you really got to consider when looking at getting tire chains, is making sure you can space your wheels out enough to accommodate the chains. If you have a floor jack and jack stands, this is the easiest way to put tire chains on. So what we're going to do is go ahead and jack up the back of the tractor just one side at a time, just enough to get this tire off the ground. And then we'll go ahead and set our jack stand. Just remember, safety first whenever you're doing this, because you might have to reach underneath the tire to drag a chain underneath. You wouldn't want that falling on your hand. We want to make sure our hook link is going to go on the back side of the tire, our cinch link is going to go on the front side of the tire, and make sure our loop is up against the tire and not the hook end. And it's literally just as easy as dragging the chains over to the tire. You can already see how much easier this is. I just drape it to where the leading edge of our chains are at the front of the tractor, and then I'll drag the rest of our chains underneath. Like I say, this is where it's important to remember to have a jack stand underneath there, because there might be a point here where I have to reach under the tire to position the chain properly. Once you have your tire chains on the tire and you're happy with how they're laid out, you simply just hook up your hook link in the back, your cinch link in the front, and then tie off your excess, and you're good to go. If you have any more questions regarding tire chains or wheel spacers or how to install your tire chains, you can call us at Coeur d'Alene Tractor, 208-765-2315, or you can visit us online at cdatractor.com.